Podcast1700block. I'm your host, Lamont. Um, welcome. If it's your first time, second time, last time, welcome to the Podcast1700block. I'm your host. Again, Lamont, like I just said, I'm gonna say it again. Um, we got some things going on, man. In Baltimore, I want to give my condolences to everybody who lost somebody, man. We got a couple incidents going on with the police, and as usual, they some of the biggest gangsters, and they kind of think they can do whatever they want, man, and get away with it, and it's a big deal, man. And as a result of that, we lost a good friend, good father, good companion, good road dog, man, just a really good all around person, man. Not a perfect person, but a good human being, man. So we're gonna pray for his family and all his friends, and we're gonna pray for the city of Baltimore that, as well as the world. We just need to keep praying. I mean, a lot of things we can't stop. I just believe that prayer makes things a whole lot better, not a little bit better. It makes it better. And with prayer, we can come together, man, because violence ain't the key. It's just not, because, you know, violence is another ending cycle, and nobody gets a chance to heal. Because when you constantly hurt people, then then you hurt somebody hurt you, and then next thing you know, we all gone about it, and that's not what we want. I had to drink some because I'm getting thirsty. So we're gonna pray, and we're gonna keep praying, man. And we're just gonna pray for change and understanding, and just empathy. You gotta have empathy for people, man. It's just So if you're losing somebody or lost somebody, and once you lose people, you always think about them. Like, they never go no place, you always think about them. So we're going to keep everybody in prayer, man. And we're going to pray, because prayer changes things, it makes things better. And we're just going to pray. So if you lost somebody, you think about somebody, man, you're having a bad day, man, it's gonna get better. I swear. Just hang in there, man. Do the best you can, Um, and with that being said, what I always say, you're gonna have some good days, bad days, and some days gonna be great. And then some days you just mess around, just fall apart. Your feelings, you don't know how you're gonna feel, man. Your feelings gonna dictate. You just gonna have to fall in line, man. That's just a pain that never goes away. It subsides, but it's always there, man. And it's a tough thing. So we're gonna pray, keep your head up, man. Keep hope, man. Just keep faith. Keep striving, and just do the best you can. Some things is out of our hands. And some stuff we'll just never understand. Songwriter says you'll understand it better by and by. That's what the songwriters say. Now, maybe songwriter might know something. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to say it again. Welcome to the podcast 1700 block. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Lamont. So, Miss Crockett she did well. They did a lot of underhanded stuff. They cheated. The Republican Party, man, they threw a monkey wrench in there. They redistrict Texas so that they could actually win more votes. And that's just what happened. So, they got their way. I'll put my chair up. So they got their way. They did what they wanted to do. It's a shame that they let them redistrict the map so they could get them votes that they needed, but they did it. And they got away with it, man. Dirty, man. But so on March 4th, 2004, U.S. Representative Jasmine Crockett, D. Texas, located in Texas following her concession 2026 Democratic primary for the U.S. Senate seat for um, Representative Boyd James Talerick is the current member of the 19th Congressional servant of the House Judicial and Oversight Committee. So he won. Texas, she was casting her vote and attended her election watch party. Crockett lost the Democratic primary for the U.S. Senate seat, which was decided in early 2026, but they cheated. And, they redistricted. So where you supposed to vote in your county, they changed the voting polls. And so when they went to vote the place that they generally vote, they couldn't. They had already changed it. And so they didn't put it in, no news media or no nothing. So you thinking like, I go to vote the same place I go to. They closed the polls down. Not only did they close the polls down, the polls that's supposed to have closed at 9. So if you was in line by 9 or 7, it was closed at 7. Then they changed it till 9 because it made people run all over the place. Even if you was in line by the time your vote supposed to have been cast, and they was turning people away. So the young man that she was running against decided to throw a fit. And so Congress decided that they was going to shut it down at 7, which is 2 hours early than it's supposed to shut down. And so you still got people in line. So it's going to be a suitcase, and it's going to be a big deal because you shouldn't be allowed to do that, man. It's just a shame how he's got that going. People got cheat. I mean, if it's a fair race and you win, that's fine. But, voter suppression rights and, if you got to cheat to win, then you just scum at this point, In her concession statement on March 4th, 2020, she pledged to support the Democratic Party's nominee in the general election and continue her work for Texas. Congressional role prior to the primary, she serves in the 119th Congress as vice-ranking member of the House Committee on the Oversight and Government Reform and on the House Judicial Committee. Crockett is known for her role as a civil rights attorney and for a high-profile confrontational stance against Republican U.S. House Senate. So, they did some old underhanded stuff, and I knew they was gonna do it, man. They just scum. They just gotta cheat, and it's just terrible, man. I don't understand. I mean, I understand. They been some scum, but to cheat and win is just ridiculous, man. It just don't make no sense. It's terrible. It's just terrible, man. Trying to find out something for you over here. It's not giving it to me. It's not giving it to me. Let's see. Trying to find something out for you. It didn't. It's one thing about this computer. Ever since they took over, It's a lot of stuff you can't find no more. When you look up stuff, it doesn't it won't give it to you. You gotta go and put it in there like a couple times. And I already had the information up for this week. And now it's acting real, real goofy when I go to find it. But I mean, she didn't really lose by that much. I mean, she really didn't lose. They cheated. And I think she's gonna take them to court. I think she's gonna take them to court. I think so. Well, we'll find out. We'll, let me see. And put it in there again. What is Jasmine Crockett going to do now? She won't give it to me. I had it, but it wouldn't. It won't. Won't give it to me. I mean, she's still in the race. She's still in the game. She's still going to support the Democratic Party. She's still very much a part of the Democratic Party. And she's still up in there. She's still in there, but she just don't have that no more. And so that's what they really was trying to do. They wanted to out that seat bad. And the only way they could get her out of there was to redistrict it, because she a mess, man. She ain't nothing to play with. And so they got out there, they cheated and shit, but she ain't gone nowhere. She gonna be right up in there making noise. I was trying to find it for you, but I couldn't. It wouldn't give it to me. It's giving me a whole bunch of other stuff that I ain't really asked for, and it won't let me. There's always something stupid going on. Fucking white people. All right, let's move on. I get it later. This day in Black History, March 4th, marks a significant milestone in U.S. women's history, featuring the assassins of the first woman to Congress and the first female cabinet member in 1917, Janet Rankins, to her seat, while in 1933, Frances Perkins became Secretary of Labor. These events highlighted early 20th century progress in politics or political representation. I would say that. March 4th, 1971, Janet Rankin, she was sworn the first woman to serve in the U.S. Congress. March 4th, Frances Perkins was appointed as the U.S. Secretary of Labor, becoming the first female member of the president's cabinet. March 4th, the day before Woodrow Wilson's inauguration, thousands of women marched for suffrage in Washington, D.C. So March 2026 is the theme. It's the National Women's History Alliance. Theme for Women History Month 2026 is leading to change, women shaping sustainable future. That's what it is. So March 8th is the International Women's Day, which organized from protests by female textile workers in New York City on this day in 1857 and 1908. All right, so that's what happened. That's what happened. So let's go here. All right. Because this is my women's month. So do a lot of stuff on women this month because, you know, like I talked about last night, so women play a significant role, man, in every part of life. And men, people, the economy, the world would not be able to survive without women. Matter of fact, it wouldn't be no people here if it wasn't for women, because men clearly can't have children. So they play a significant role in the world. Because without women, it wouldn't be nobody here. To be honest with you, men can't produce nothing but get on somebody's nerves half the time. A woman's approach to raising children typically, 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 how you say that word? Typically centers on nurturing, and intentional molding, fostering independence, deeply influencing a child's cognitive, emotions, and social development. Effective methods including acting, engaging, building reliances, setting boundaries, and providing emotional support to prepare children for adulthood. Very important stages of your life when you're dealing with your mother, because she prepares you for the rest of the world. Your father do some other stuff. Key elements in how women often raise children include conflict. Confident mothers focus on demonstrating behavioral like empathy, patience, and reliance rather than just correcting mistakes. Fostering hand, damn, handleability allows children to believe they can manage difficult situations and learn from safe failures. Utilizing techniques like the 777 rule, focus, uninterrupted time, morning, after school, and bed structures bound, strengthens bounds. Somebody can't spell. Encouraging um, encouraging reading and opening communication helps develop language and social skills. And cur- and curiosity. Prioritizing international virtues like kindness and gratitude over extensional achievements. Approaches may be authoritarian, authoritative, permissive, or involved, often blending styles based on the child's needs. Ultimately, parenting is a unique journey requiring patience, selfless, and the ability to adapt to each child's need. You know, because a parent might have a couple kids and they treat each of them different. They know what each of them need. They know who needs the most, who needs the least. And sometimes, people will say, the sister used to say, you was poor, and they did everything for you. And then, I would say, I would say it wasn't that, you know, most males, they say we spoil and we ate with strange. Yeah. Um, the way males feel about their mother is just different the way they feel about their dads. And it's not that we love more than we love a mother, but it's just something about your mother's love. That shit is unconditional. And my dad loved me as equal, but your mother, whew. Now, my mother rolled up out of here, man. All I could do was kind of like just shake my head. Um, I wasn't upset. I wasn't angry. When my dad left, it was different. But when my mother, my dad left first. But my mother, Lord have mercy. It's just something about that mother's love, man, that is unconditional. It's untouchable, It's unmatched. Can't nothing touch the love that your mother had for you. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. You know what I mean? It's just something about it, man. It's one of them things that it just don't never go nowhere. It's always hovering, man. It's always there. And if you was raised, however you was raised, but I was raised, man, and my mother would say stuff to me like, "You ain't gonna understand this till I'm dead and gone." And I swear, when she rolled out a lot of stuff that she tried to explain to me, I just really started to understand. And it wasn't that I was so spoiled. I needed more, And so my mother knew how much my sister needed, and she knew how much I needed. And I think parents, especially mothers, they know what their children need. And so the one that needs the most nourishing, that's the one that's gonna get it. And that's not taking nothing from the rest of them. But I was a little special, so I needed special treatment because was my mother knew I was special, and because she knew I was special, I got special treatment. You know, my sister, she was special, so my father gave her special treatment. My mother loved us equally, but I just needed special treatment because I was a special individual. My parenting challenges made researchers and patient survey often point out that middle school years around 12 to 14 are the early teenage years around 15. It's particularly difficult making a hormonal shift, emotional, violet, voluntary identifying for formations and intense peer pressure, especially with added complexes of social media and growing desires for independent clashing with parental guidance. Some studies highlight that ages 8 to 10 as though due to the cognitive leap and social awareness, while others find that newborn toddler stage most demanding due to sleep um, and constant care. So between the ages of 12, 14, and early teens to 15 can be most of the challenging years if you're parenting. Um, 8 to 10 or 0 to 4, physical exhaustion due to lack of sleep, round the clock needs, and managing tantrums can be tough on a parent, especially a newborn, because some women go through stuff when they had newborns because they just cry so much. And all babies don't cry. Some babies you get perfect. You don't even know they're around. They just don't make no noise. And then you get some that just cry. Um, so is it harder to raise a male or female? Which gender is more difficult? In a British study, 2/3 of parents said teenage girls were harder to raise than teenage boys. In the end, parenting is tough work no matter what the sex or the child, according to the World Health Organization. The ratio of male-female birth is about 105 boys to 100 girls. So it's more males. So it says more male, 105 males to 105 females to 100. So it's 105 women to 100 men. Let me see. Which parent is more important to a son? What gender suffers the most in life? What gender is most parents prefer? A child gets older. A father's role continue to be important, but it changes. Boys, their dad may be a role model. Some researchers suggest that their father's influence have a lot to do with how sociable boys are, which is true. I think mothers are more nurturable. Um, Women, which gender suffers most in life? That's interesting. Men and women suffer for similar types of illnesses, but men tend to suffer from aggravated illness for re- relative short periods before they die. 49 women, by contrast, have a longer life, making by many chronic or non life threatening diseases or disabilities that can greatly affect the quality of their lives. So they saying women outlive men. Um, Researchers indicate that most parents have favorable children, often influenced by facts like gender, slightly favored daughters. Yeah, the girl would be personally arguable constituents. Children and birth order younger, often favored through older, gets more autonomy. So, what do they say? The favoritism often unconscious stems from children filtering parental needs or personalities leading to difficult treatment, which can negatively impact less favorable children. Mental health and behavior with even favorable children may feel pressure or conditional love. So let's go here. Let's do this again. Adult sons need their mothers to validate emotional support, especially a non-judgmental listening and encouragement and respect for their independence, while also needs a secure, loving base where they feel safe to vent and grow. That's a fact, because I used to tell my mom everything. Requiring moms to shift from direct caretaker to supportive, pressure setting boundaries and trusting their son's capability. They need to know their mom sees them as capable adults, value their thoughts, and often unconditional love and grace even when they fall. That's a fact, because I told my mama everything, man. Everything. We was close. We was close, man. Man, my dad was close too, but my mother was everything to me. Yeah, yeah. Women often report higher overall life satisfaction than men. Yeah. Talks about despite facing disadvantages like lower income, but they also experience more stress, negative emotional like depression and anxiety, which men tend to report higher happiness than marriage, and women report greater happiness when single. Research suggests that women may focus more on relationship and emotional depths, leading to a higher happiness scores, while happiness can be more tied to external factors like status and income. So women are more emotional. Um, So that's what's going on with the women. And you know I had to do something about the women, man. So I did this right growing up without a mother. So without a mother's present in your life, how would that be? You know what I mean? And some people grew up without a mother and just a father. Some people grew up with either one of their parents. Their parents died when they get young. Some people get adopted. They never meet their parents. They never meet their mother or their father, and they go through something. Some people never meet their mother and father, and just God send them somebody to raise them real good. And then other people don't get a chance to meet neither their parents, and they go through turmoil and just situation after situation, man. And as they get older, they never get out of, foster home to foster home, let down after let down, So a lot of stuff happens. So I did a little research, and it talks about growing up or living without a mother's love can create a profound, lasting impact on a person's emotional and physiological well-being, often suffering in deep-seated feelings or worthlessness, insecurity, and abandonment. This lack of fundamental security often leads to difficult and forming healthy, trusting relationships and may require significant internal strength to build self-worth and emotional reliances, which is true. Because, when you're young, you need somebody to nurture you and rub your back, and you fall down, your mother kiss your knee, or something happened to your finger, she kiss your finger, and you swear it's better. It feel like it's better, but just to know that she was there, because your father gonna tell you, "Oh boy, don't cry, get up." Your mama gonna hug you, pat you up, and your father gonna look at you like he gonna be an 8-man string. And it's not that you're gonna be an 8-man string, but when you're young, when you need that love and that nourishment, you need that. Because my mother let me know it was okay to cry. My father let me know that it was okay to cry, and that don't mean you weak because you cry. My mother was like, "Go ahead and cry. It's okay. I'm here for you." So it was really good, man. Persistent emotional wounds. The absence of mental affection can cause chronic feelings of badness or being unworthy of love. Talking about what happens if you don't have that motherly love. Trust and attachment issues. Individuals may struggle with forming secure attachment, leading to anxious or advancement behaviors in relationship. Identity struggles. A common sentiment is a long-term battle with self-esteem and the fear that it's one's own mother didn't love them, no one else will. Mental health struggles. This experience is often associated with higher levels of anxiety, depression, and a sense of ending emotional instability. Path of healing or reliances, finding inner strength. Individuals can overcome this avoid by fostering self-love, often finding strength through memory, supportive relationships, or personal determination. Breaking out the cycle, many choices of activity break negative cycles by providing the nurturing and love they never receive. They never receive to their own children or others. Refinding family. While the loss is irreplaceable, many find that building a choice family can fill the emotional void. The phrase also refers to literally works such as the autobiography of Amanda Wright, which details finding strength after losing her mother to violence as detail. So, just a little thing, couple little things that I looked up for women, because this is Women's Month, and I try to, stay on the path of Women's Month. So I'm gonna do a lot of stuff for women this month, man, and we're gonna uplift the women and thank God they here, thank God they was here in our life. And if you having some of those issues where you felt like you didn't get the nurturing, the process that you need, I'm gonna bring you some self-help groups. If you need to go. No, therapy is good, man. It don't mean something wrong with you. It just mean that you need to sit down and maybe talk to somebody and they can just give you a better outlook on some things that you're missing, or, just life itself. And, because everybody need help in a certain kind of way. You can feel neglected. You can feel like nobody don't love you. It can affect you in relationships. You might have trust issues with people. You might not know how to let somebody love you. And then you might not know how to love somebody else. Sometimes I feel like I don't want nobody to love me. Then sometimes I feel like I do. And then sometimes I feel like people don't know how to love me. Then sometimes I feel like I don't want to give all myself because I don't want to get hurt. And it's not that I'm being selfish, but sometimes you just gotta look out for your feelings, and then you don't want to use, well, I don't know. I'm just talking about me. I don't want to use nobody that really care about me, because I don't want nobody to use me. I cherish my friendships, all of them, man. I don't play with my friends, and my friends will tell you, if I'm your friend, I'm your friend, you know. But don't play with me. Don't play with my feelings and all that old goofy stuff, man, because I ain't, first of all, I'm not going to let you. Second of all, I've been hurt before like other people. So, my feelings are valid. You guard them. And most people guard their feelings. So, with that being said, a mother's love is real important. And that doesn't take anything from anybody else, you know. But we on Mother's, this is Mother's Month. So that's what we focusing on. Because I don't want you hating, what about fathers? What about Father's Day? I mean, everybody that's in your life, if they meant something to you in your life, they are important. And so I'm not taking anything but from anybody, but this month is for women. So I'm talking about women. And if you got a problem while we talking about women, I don't know what to tell you, but I ain't trying to live without no women in my life, good, bad, or indifferent, for as much as they get on my nerves. I still don't care. I got daughters, granddaughters, I got a sister who care about me most of the time. It depends on what day it is. Can't be around my sister too long because she like a stiletto. A couple hours, she gonna get on my nerves and I'm gonna get on her. So, but that's still my sister. Um, and then, I'm gonna get into some other stuff. Um, because it takes a lot to understand a woman. So we'll come back with the how to understand a woman. If you think you're gonna understand them, what makes a woman, and different parts of that make them, how they tick, which you'll never find out. But women are really interesting, man. They smart, they intellectual, they look good, they care for themselves, and they smell good. And when they put them clothes on, they something terrible. They're going to get on your nerve. They get too smart. They got big mouths, but you can't live without them because they play a significant part in the world. And without women, the world ain't going to turn. It ain't even going to move without women. So to all the women from the Podcast 1700 block, we appreciate y'all. Without y'all, the world would be a bad place. And because of y'all, the world is a better place. So the family of the 1700 block and everybody that support the 1700 block. We support the women, not just on Mother's Day, not just on Valentine's Day. We support and love y'all every day, 365, 24 hours, and 7 days a week, all right? So thanks for tuning in to the Podcast 1700 block. I support the women because this is Women's Month. It's always in March. and I keep coming. All right. So if you know what that means, you know what it means. And if you don't know what it means, then you keep coming back and you'll find out what it means. All right. I'm out. I'm